Hi guys, welcome to a new series, North Node in Scorpio. So my eyes are smoky. I'm wearing this latex kind of thing. So all of you who are faint of heart, I want you to click away right now because we're about to dive in the realm of Scorpio. Actually, I'm kidding. If you're here, stay here. That means you need to hear this. So before we dive into the mysterious and powerful sign of Scorpio, let's talk about your South Node in Taurus. Give you a general idea of, what you're coming into this incarnation with. So my South Node in Taurus, you guys are my practical, simple, comfortable folk. You guys are people that love stability, love security. You love your comfort zone. You've had many lifetimes where you were able to build that comfort zone around you, and you more than likely did it on your own, with your own hands, with your own money, with your own resources. Taurus is very self-reliant. Anytime you have an earth sign in the South Node, you're dealing with self-reliant energy. Earth signs are grounded, they're practical, they're simple in a sense of they don't like to waste time. They just they know what they want to do and they go for it, but in their own way. So Taurus can be, Taurus doesn't like to be rushed. You guys are people that have your own timing. Anybody will probably say that you're kind of slow in a sense, because Taurus knows how to spoil itself. Taurus knows what's valuable. Taurus knows what feels good. Taurus lifetimes, you guys explored all your senses, all of them. You explored the idea of luxury. You explored their idea of money, of financial security, and more than likely, you had many lifetimes where that was one of the most important things for you, was safety, security, stability, and how can I provide that for myself. Taurus South Nodes, you guys are my builders. You can build anything. You're very good with your hands. You're very good with your hands, meaning you can build a house if need be. You can build your own shelter. You can do things around the house. You're great with interior design. You have an eye for beauty. Taurus knows what beauty looks like, knows how to create beauty around them. Taurus loves to surround himself or herself with comfort, with beautiful things. Their comfort zone is the most important thing for Taurus. So, and that's why Taurus doesn't like to be rushed. Taurus does everything on his own time. So what else? Taurus is stubborn. Taurus is the most stubborn sign of the zodiac. So you guys, my Taurus South Node people, very stubborn people. You do not like for anybody to tell you what to do. Because you're so grounded, because you're so set in your way of what you need to do for yourself, because Taurus can be selfish in a sense of, I'm going to provide this security for myself. And especially in the South Node, it's going to be reflected that way. So you are really big on, putting yourself first, but on your own. You'll always do it with your own hands, because you don't want to depend on anybody. Taurus likes to do everything himself, herself. They have tremendous willpower. They have tremendous stamina to get something done. Very hardworking people, just like Capricorns. They're slow, they're methodical, but you guys are just, if something needs to be accomplished, you are here for the long haul. That's what Taurus does. Taurus doesn't rush. Taurus has the most patience in the world, and Taurus will see something through because they have all the time in the world to wait for it. What else? Taurus South Nodes, big emphasis on money, on stability, on material security. You guys had lifetimes where you guys were merchants. You guys were, financial guys, hedge fund managers, stock market people, bankers, anybody who dealt with money, from the most primitive ideas of money, the merchant that's selling, skins of animals somewhere. You guys are my traders. You guys are the ones that got on ships and went around and brought goodies to other parts of the world. You guys were the ones who were the first, ideas of bankers, people that manage money, because money. You know money very well. You know the value of things. You know the value. You in your mind, because Taurus is the South Node, you can buy anything with money. In your idea, there's nothing in this world that money can't buy. And more than likely, you know how to do that. You know how to accomplish that, because you're like, if I can put enough time and if I can put enough of my own resources of money, I can accomplish it. That's Taurus, very like tunnel vision. What else? Taurus South Nodes, indulgent lifetimes. You know, just as you are a hard worker and you can put in the long hours and the patience and all of that and the stamina, you are also, you could be pretty lazy. You know, Taurus doesn't mind working hard, but Taurus will also take all the time in the world that he or she needs to relax. Taurus knows how to pamper. You guys know how to pamper yourselves. You know how to take care of your skin, your appearance. You like to dress nice. You like for things to be comfortable. You love comfort. The bull loves comfort, and the bull will never sacrifice anything for his or her comfort. Yeah. So as you can tell, you know, because of all of that, now let's talk about the bad stuff about Taurus South Node. Stagnation. It's something that I cannot stand. Stagnation, because whenever you are in your comfort zone, whenever your fridge is full, whenever your bank account is full, there's no reason for development. There's no reason to freaking do anything. There's no reason to risk anything. Taurus does not like risks. Taurus does not like surprises. Taurus likes predictability, accountability. You know, if I do this, what am I going to get out of it? Taurus always wants to know, if I put in my time and my resources, what am I going to get down the road? And if that looks good and valuable to you, then you will go with it. So yeah, so if everything is there, if all you know, if you have the resources that you need, the money, like I said, the fridge is full, the house is warm and cozy, there's no need for change, right? Because you're comfortable. There's no need for transformation. There's no need for growth. Why do I need to grow? Why do I need to freaking understand anything in this lifetime? I'm good. I'm full. I can go buy myself whatever I want. I can go get a massage if I want. Why the hell do I need to, you know, what's wrong with me just being lazy like this? Nothing wrong with that. But as a matter of fact, if I were to pick 2 sins from the 10 commandments that pertain to Taurus South Nodes, it would be gluttony and greed. So you guys are my one perfect image of Taurus in the South Node would be that big fat merchant that is sitting there in his own gold, and he's full. He's got so much money, like Scrooge McDuck, and he's swimming in it, and he's basically eating it, but he's still empty. He's still like, I want more, I want more. That's the idea of the worst case scenario of Taurus South Node, is that gluttonous, greedy, probably fat guy or girl, you know, that merchant that is just dressed in gold, and he's just, all he knows is that he's full everywhere, but he's still unsatisfied. Do you see it? So now, if we talk about your North Node in Scorpio, guys, we got to get out of the comfort zone. We got to get done with stagnation. Stagnation is a no-no for you guys, because you guys, there wasn't a lot of transformation in your lives. You know, when you have everything at your disposal, there's no drama, there's no trauma, there's just comfort. And after a while, it's boring in a sense. You know, Taurus, you are in a sense bored. Deep down, you're like, damn, I'm kind of tired. I'm tired of eating these donuts. I'm tired of stuffing myself. I'm tired of all these clothes. Because inside of you, you're yearning to live life on the edge, you know, to get out of your comfort zone, to get out from under the blanket, and to go live life on the edge, and to go and throw yourself into the most crazy situations to experience them. And that's what Scorpio North Node is about. Scorpio North Node is about getting away from the comfort, getting away from the safety, getting away and trusting that if you lose all your money today, if you lose everything, all your gold, that you will still be okay, that you will still figure out a way to do it. And not necessarily through hard work, but it's going to be through energy. You know, Taurus thinks that the biggest asset in this world is money. Taurus firmly believes that, Taurus South Nodes. But actually the most important asset on earth is energy. Whoever can, you know, and every one of us has energy that we contribute to things. So whoever can attract the attention of most people gets their energy, and energy feeds, you know. So you, with Scorpio North Node, you're going to learn how to see energy, how to see people, you know, how to see people and figure out people, how to figure out why they do what they do, you know. So you will figure out that the real richness has nothing to do with money. It has to do with diving into the person in front of you, figuring them out, and maybe even using their resources to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So in a way, there is a way of manipulation to Scorpio North Nodes. Don't be afraid of that. Because with Taurus South nodes, you are all about my money. I can do whatever I want. I don't owe anybody nothing. So, but now you're here to get away from that and to kind of see the beauty of interaction with people. And maybe even using people in a sense, but not using them, more like studying them. You know, you got to become the psychologist. You got to be on that empty stomach and get the food that you really need, not the physical food, you know, not stuffing yourself, but the food of experience, of studying, of psychology, of figuring people out, of reading people, of being intuitive, you know, trusting your intuition versus get away from your senses. Trust your intuitive. Trust that you got to bring your Sherlock Holmes out and see how things work in this world, how power is actually manifested, that it's not all about money, that power can be manifested in different ways, that power can be you know, somebody's beauty, power can be in somebody's voice, power can be in the way they dress, you know, different ways of power. You're going to see that. Scorpio is all over the place. You're going to learn with sexuality. You're going to dive deep into sexuality and what it is, that it's not just self-gratification, that it can be a transformative tool. So anyway, all right, guys, now let's dive into each house in particular and see what you're going to be working with, okay? All right. North Node in Scorpio in the 12th house. So let's talk about your South Node in Taurus in the 6th. With South Node and Taurus in the 6th, you guys are my... you guys have... let's talk about the good stuff first. You guys are very set in the way you do things every day. You have a routine. It's a very simple routine. It works for you. If anybody dares to tell you that you're wrong, you'll just shut the door in their face and go on to do your routine. So very set ways of doing daily tasks. What I mean by that, you wake up at a certain time, you have a specific way that you make your coffee or tea, you have a specific breakfast you eat. You probably eat the same thing every day. I wouldn't be surprised. You get very attached to You're very attached to a certain way of doing things. So the good part about that is that you are consistent, you're very reliable, you can be counted on, you do not like surprises, and you will never throw a surprise to anybody. You're very reliable, you're very set in your ways of how things need to be done. And, you know, there's a simplicity in your routine, there's a simplicity in how you approach your body. You know, have a very set way of doing things. Simplicity, you know, you don't like to complicate things. You don't like to listen to too many people tell you what to do. You're like, I know what I want. I know what's good for me. I know how much sleep I need to get every night. I know what kind of food I need to eat. That's you. That's the good part, is that you're very set in how you do things. The bad part is that that is stagnation, guys. Stagnation meaning that you're doing the same thing. You're like that little hamster rolling around, you know, the same thing every day. It's Groundhog Day. For you, perfect example of Groundhog Day. Now you could say, well, what's wrong with that? And I will say nothing. But I would also say, well, aren't you tired of that? You know, don't you feel like Groundhog Day? Aren't you tired of this constant stability, security idea of like, you know, eating the same food every day, or maybe going to the same restaurants? You know, Taurus in the 6th, Taurus in general, you know, they like things their own way. They have their own little rituals of how they do things. So in your case, you probably have the same place that you eat at, maybe 3 times a week, maybe every day. You go to the same park, you probably take the same walk, you wear your clothes in a certain order. Your closet is probably organized in a certain way. You are very stubborn in the way you do things. And like I said, if anybody came and said, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't you have pancakes today instead of oatmeal? You know, you're like, oh my God, are you kidding me? No, I'm going to have oatmeal because it's good for me, because that's what I've been having for the past 30 years of my life. And don't you dare change me. You do not like change. You do not like change. Taurus, period, doesn't like change. But you in the 6th house, you don't like change. The same thing with your body. You know, you have certain practices about how you brush your teeth, how many times, what kind of soap you use. Because it's the Virgo house. 6th house is the house of Virgo. It's the house of like daily habits, routine. So your life is probably very monotonous. And your workplace is probably very monotonous as well. Your job is probably very safe, secure, because Taurus is all about safety, security, stability. You know, I got my paycheck. I'm not really growing much. I haven't really been promoted, and I don't really do anything out of bounds. But, you know, I get my paycheck, and that's enough for me to go to my favorite restaurant every day, to buy my favorite kind of coffee, to whatever you do. So a lot of monotony, a lot of repetition, a lot of simplicity, too simple. Your life is too simple, guys, too simple. You're missing out on the world, the life that you could have. So the thing is that you could go on the way you are, but you're not gonna ever find out what a badass you really are inside. If you're gonna stay safe and comfortable like this, yeah, you're gonna be reliable, and yeah, you're gonna get your pension, and yeah, you're gonna have a stable old age, you know, you're gonna have your savings, but you haven't really truly lived. You haven't. So with North Node, anyway, before I go, you're very attached to this physical existence, to this material idea of like this everyday idea of like living and eating and going to sleep and doing this and monotony. You know, your life is like this, like Groundhog Day. I'm going to say it again, Groundhog Day. So with Scorpio in the 12th, you're here to get to know yourself. You're here to break away from your routine. You know, in the 12th house, you're here to get to know the deep world inside of you and find out that you're actually not the boring guy or girl that you are. That there's more to this life than stability. You know, your insecurity and getting your paycheck and getting your pension and putting in your hours and clocking in and clocking out. You're so good at that. With 12th house Scorpio, you're challenged to get away from that, to get away from this predictability and to be unpredictable, because 12th house is the unknown. It's your subconscious. You're here to dive in and really get to know yourself. Spend time alone. Break away from your routine. Spend some time alone. Get to know what you really want. Get to know why you do what you do. Get to know why you like the foods that you like. Get to know why you like order and structure and predictability. Get to know what's driving all of this. And then find out, ask yourself, well, if I don't do this, what can I do? Well, if my life is not this, what can my life be? And keep asking yourself and keep digging. Become your own therapist. In the 12th in Scorpio, it's a great position for therapists, a great position for, you know, coaches, people who are not afraid to dive deep, to break away from the monotony that you're in, and to see the stagnation that you're in, and to realize that, holy shit, there's more to life than this. And when you start digging in yourself, when you start asking these questions and answer them honestly, don't answer them habitually. Don't go to your comfort zone of like, well, that's what I've always done, or that's what my parents taught me, or that's what, you know, that's just what I've always done. Then be like, well, why? Why do I always do that? Why do I like this and not like this? Why do I like vanilla and why do I not like chocolate? And keep asking and keep digging and just spend that time with yourself. I don't know how long that's going to take, but get to know yourself, because you don't know yourself. You are a product of habit, of habitual behavior, and that's all you know, like a robot almost. And you're so tied to like security and stability that you are not willing to explore a world that's out there, the world that you could have. Because when I'm asking you to explore yourself deeply, I'm asking you to do that so you can find out a different version of you, and then bring that version into your daily life and change your daily life and get out of the rut. You know, start looking at things differently, start going a different route, you know, start going to different restaurants, wearing different clothes, breaking your monotony, breaking your habit, breaking that idea of stability. Break away from that. But first, like I said, you're going to have to spend time alone. You're going to have to spend time really dissecting your behavior, dissecting why you do what you do. And don't be lazy to do that. You know, there is a part in you that's done with them. It's done with stagnation and mediocrity and just being in this little box, being like this little robot that just does the same thing every day. You know, you're here to explore. You're here to dive deep. And then once you've done that, once you found different parts of yourself, because 12th house in Scorpio means that there's a lot of stuff to explore. There's maybe trauma there to explore. There's some ideas of sexuality to explore. There's ideas of, fears to explore. You got to be really, really investigative and go Sherlock Holmes on your own psyche, on your own subconscious. Trust your dreams. You have an amazing intuition. 12th house Scorpio, amazing intuition. Get to know yourself and find a different part of you, and then bring the part of you to life. And then either change the way you live your life, and then also, help others do the same. Help others get out of their rut. Help others find different parts of themselves. Don't be afraid to dive deep into yourself. Don't be afraid of complexity, because you're probably a very complex individual. You probably have a lot inside of you that you don't even know about. Because if your life is so freaking simple, that means your subconscious, if your conscience is so simple, that means your subconscious is so freaking complicated and awesome and deep and scary and exciting. And I dare you to explore that, because you will be amazed by what you find, and you can be a totally different person in this life. You don't have to be that Groundhog Day. Okay? All right, guys. This concludes North Node in Scorpio. Thank you for doing this with me. Next one is going to be North Node in Sagittarius. Okay? Bye.